This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. Today, we're joined all the way from Verona by Edoardo Montresor. How are you today, sir?
Fine. Ciao. Ciao to everybody.
Excellent, excellent. Now, you are no stranger to Canada. You used to live over here for a couple of years, didn't you?
Oh, yes. 2 years and a half, really close to be 3 years in Montreal, in Quebec.
I was actually just reading that your family winery actually have quite a long relationship with Canada, but we'll get to that in just a moment.
Yes, yes.
Now, your family have quite
history.
a history, don't they?
Oh, yes. It's but just to explain a little bit, because sometimes the people think that is a marketing tricky, the name of the company, Montresor, because it's a French name.
Yes, yeah.
So many people think that is a tricky to grab more consumers, but no, it's my last name, because the family history start in the 17th century in French, in the middle of French, where there is the Val de Loire. And if you check on Google, still the Montresor Castle, where started the history of the family. And then for political reason, that I don't know if I can talk about that, because it's not a good business card, good presentation. And no, because for a political reason, my ancestral father, the name was Claude, with the cousin of the king, that was the Duke d'Orléans, tried to kill someone in Paris.
Oh, right, okay.
This one was the Cardinal Richelieu. Probably, remember the Trois Mousquetaires, Alexandre Dumas, and of course the attempt failed. So it's for the cousin of the king, no problem. He escaped under the protection of the cousin. For Claude was big problem, so he escaped from France and arrived before in south of Germany, in the Bavaria area, and then he moved again and arrive exactly where we are now, in between the Garda Lake, that is the biggest lake that we have in Italy, that is really important to understand the Valpolicella wine, the red wine like Ripasso di Verona, that we talk a little bit later, and the city of Verona. And what he did, Claude, he bought some land, he started to growing grain, some flour and grapes, because in the French roots was making wine. So he started to make wine for pleasure, for family, for party, and something like that. And in the 1892, Giacomo, my great-grandfather, decided to transform this hobby in a business. So we considering the start of the company in the year that was the first bottle sold to the market. So 1892. And it's for 2022, for us, it's important here because it's the 130th anniversary of the company. So we are trying to organize something, of course, trying to follow the new rules for coronavirus, but the idea is make some events in around the world about that.
I understand. I was reading on your website, I was sure the name Montresor, it reminded me of something, and I couldn't remember what it was. I knew it was something to do with literature. And then on your website, there's that mention about the murderer Montresor in Edgar Allan Poe's The Cask of Amontillado, right?
Exactly, Jamie, exactly. It's always a good presentation of the family. The ancestor tried to kill someone in Paris. And then we have a novel from Edgar Allan Poe. He's a famous American writer that he wrote a novel about my family, about the Fortunato Montresor, that had a strange or nice attitude, hobby. He organized a big party in the cellar. In our cellar, there is a part, the underground cellar is 20 meters under the ground. It's really scary, dark, no noise. And he was organized a big party with the family, with the friends, and with the enemy. And when the enemy is still pouring wine, when the enemy was drunk, he built the people alive in the wall.
Yes. So I have to ask you, does this murderous trait travel from generation to generation.
Yeah, no, now I am a little bit quiet,
to
be honest.
Okay.
But sometimes I want to tell you this because it's so really funny. It's totally unprofessional, but it's super funny. And sometimes when I have visitors that came from United States, normally 80% of the people knows this novel because they study in the high school. So we do the tour of the underground cellar. Imagine darkness, silence, 20-meter underground. It's like a tiny labyrinth. When we arrive at the end, I close the big door. It's a wooden door, really old, that make a strange noise, like a scary movie. Yeah. I close the door. I turn myself. I try to do the most crazy eyes possible. And I ask, now, do you want to buy my wine?
Very good.
And sometimes you see the wife go closer to the husband and say, tell yes. It's I think that is not legal, but it's really working.
Yeah, well. You obviously get a thrill from that. Yes, I can tell.
It's really good marketing. No, I'm joking. I don't do that.
Let's get back to 1892. Canteen Giacomo Montresor has been founded, correct?
Yes, exactly. It was my great-grandfather.
And where did you go from there?
But he was an artist, to be honest, at the beginning. He was a crazy guy, totally crazy. I have a lot of story that draw him like a really, really deep crazy guy. But I think that is not the right moment to tell you these family secrets. And it was crazy for different things, arts and mechanical.
Okay.
It was a new movement at the end of 19th century in Italy that was arrived the airplane, the train. It was fascinated for the new technology. Yes. It was crazy for the train. And he spent many years, he lived the job that he had before, like an artist, to work in the government train company. Okay. Just to understand how was working this crazy machine. And when he founded the winery, he founded in the area of Verona, outside, because at the beginning it was really in the middle of nowhere. The only thing that was close to the winery was a tiny trail that connects Verona city to the Garda Lake.
Yes, yeah.
Now, this rail not exist more. I don't know why they destroyed in the 60s, but they decided to build the winery in this location because he was in love to feeling the sound of the clang of the train.
Yes, yeah.
And was one of the passion of him. And at the same time, he was of course deeply connected for the roots of the family with the terroir in Valpolicella. So he knew very well how was the right location to plant the Corvina, Rondinella, the different varietal that we use for our wine. And this, I think, that is something that we still have in our blood. And because our philosophy is try to be, it's a little bit complex, our philosophy, because we try to be more modern possible, but at the same time try to defend the tradition of the terroir. So right. Don't think that I have a big ego, but I think that the Montresor winery, the big skill of a Montresor winery is that the Montresor people, so me, Hermes, the winemaker, all the staff, we knew very well the terroir. This is really important to work more in the field and just a little bit in the winery. So we just follow the natural process for winemaking.